What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another special episode, man.
We back.
Yo, listen,
back.
This one's super special. You know,
Why is it special, bro?
It's very special, man. Listen, some people say
Muy importante.
Some people say the greatest wealth is health.
Yes, sir.
Some people say the greatest health is happiness. Others say the greatest form of happiness is paying it forward. And today in the building, we got somebody that built a business on paying it forward.
Paying it forward.
Yes,
always.
sir.
Yo, Royce Veal in the building.
What up,
What is
homie?
going on, bro?
What's going on, fellas,
No,
ladies?
Thank
Glad
you.
to be here. Glad
Absolutely.
to be here.
Thanks for
Glad to
coming
have
in,
you
bro.
here, bro.
Thank
Glad
you.
to have you
No
here.
problem.
Yo, man, so boss talk. So entrepreneur, motivational speaker, mentor, also the founder of a basketball facility for training facility.
Yeah.
Dude, talk about your background for those who don't know you.
Honestly, entrepreneurship has ran through my family since I can remember as a kid, just watching my dad grow up, him having his own businesses and watching how he operates late nights in the lab, working, grinding, to be able to provide for his immediate family and more. So watching that growing up has definitely been a major impact in pushing me towards entrepreneurship. I always knew I was going to be an entrepreneur from watching that. Being able to grow up in Dorchester, and being around a lot of city kids and playing basketball, and that has helped me along the way in my journey. And I'm excited to be able to say that, basketball is
Say that.
definitely
Say that.
that I've been put in position where I'm able to take basketball, which is a tool, to give back and help other people. Again, with me being, somewhat good at it, I like to say I'm somewhat
Next Level
good.
Factory.
Yeah, Next Level Factory is a business that, me and my team was able to curate, where we're able to facilitate basketball training to help the youth, enhance their skills so they could perform at a higher level. And, we started that back in 2012, and it's been growing.
That's amazing.
Ever since.
That's amazing,
Me and my whole team, my brothers, close friends, we all got it going. So it's very exciting to see where it's at today from where it was at yesterday.
Right.
Yeah,
And
Right,
I
of
appreciate
course.
those moments a lot.
Appreciate the journey.
Yeah, it means a lot. It means a lot. You have to go through the process, otherwise you don't know how to appreciate it.
Yeah.
And
You got
then,
the bumpy roads, the bumps, the all those stuffs, man. You got to go
Yeah.
through. So basketball was one of the main influences for
Yeah.
you in the business life, and also your father. You said,
Yeah, my dad, and then I went to Dorchester High. Ended up transferring from there. I went to a vocational school called Minuteman out in Lexington. Where
What's it called?
Minuteman?
I've never-
Minuteman Regional.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a suburban vocational
Oh yeah, I
school.
know that shit. Yeah.
The only one I heard of in the city was Madison.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's in the city. So this one's out in Lexington.
Yeah.
But there's a bunch of them that you won't know.
Word.
unless you
Yeah,
live
yeah,
there.
I really don't know.
Yeah, they're all out in the boroughs. They're not in the
Yeah.
And
city.
then
Not in the
like
city.
me not even being from the state, so
Right.
She getting acclimated with it.
Exactly.
So there, I was able to take up a business where we did retail management along with banking. That was my trade, and within those trades, we had a course where we did entrepreneurship. So a lot of the stuff that I learned in high school is a lot of the things
Right.
that I actually apply today to the real world, because
Wow.
in this entrepreneurship course, they gave us real life stuff. Not like it wasn't like your
Yeah.
average school.
Like textbook or something like that.
nah,
Here you
they-
go.
they
Like
gave
here's
it
the
to us,
homework, that
right.
type of shit.
They
Right.
taught us about credit cards, mortgages.
Wow, you
know,
never hear
how-
that about a high
Yo,
school.
you don't hear it at all.
Like,
You don't
even,
hear it
like,
at
maybe
all.
or like even writing a
college.
check.
right,
Exactly.
exactly. Like we learned
That's
that in
not
high
even
school.
a thing that exists anymore.
Yeah, like they taught us so much in this entrepreneurship class, and I honestly believe that's helped me along the journey.
That's
to be
amazing.
Where I'm at,
Yeah.
Right.
And I feel like it's essential, man, in any high school, to teach, not necessarily entrepreneurship. Yeah, it's definitely an asset to know that, but
It's just basic life skills. It's like, okay,
financial
well, I'm gonna have
education,
to.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna have to figure out finances and like down the line, bills, taxes. Like
Yeah.
that's not a discussion you have in high school.
Right. I mean, honestly, school's really not meant to teach you how to be off on your own.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
It's
not at
not.
all.
It's just
They
You
want you
just
to learn
figure
how
it
to
out.
work in a system,
Right.
and
That's true.
that's what it really is. They teach you how to work in a system. It's very few that actually take what they're learning and venture out and do their own thing where they become their own
Right.
bosses.
Right.
And that's what I'm looking to encourage a lot of youth to, really tap into, because this is like the perfect time.
Boss talk.
So you would
Yeah.
recommend like a vocational school over a public school?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, yeah.
Absolutely.
Because especially if you're trying to do something like that, of course.
Yeah,
Right.
and like the one of the good things about vocational schools, well, when I was going, the way that it was set up, you would do 1 week of like academics, where you would do like
And then
your
the next
math,
week of Voc?
right, and then the next week
Okay,
of Voc.
yeah.
So you never really felt like it was a lot on your plate, So that definitely made the transition to graduate a lot
Right.
easier too. So being able to learn for a week on your specific trade, and then the next week you're tapping into your academics where you're learning your math and everything.
Yeah.
Then you got like that whole week to do your homework.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which
You know
is
what I'm
fire.
saying?
Not only that, but it teaches you practicality.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff we learn in high school, shit, even in college, I'm like, what the hell am I going to use trigonometry for ever?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
facts.
And it's, yeah, and
there's-
it
I've
sounds like
never-
a broken
I've-
record, but
I've-
it's true.
I've never seen somebody have the job where the train is going this speed this way, this speed
Right.
this way, and what time they're going to meet in the middle. I've never
Exactly.
seen nobody with that,
Nah.
bro.
Honestly, I still don't know how to do those problems.
Exactly.
Me neither, dog. It's like you may have told me how to calculate, but bro, you told me that 10, 15 years ago.
Right.
Forget about that.
Right. So it definitely makes an impact. And then when you speak on college, going to college, you kind of have to be sure about what you want to do.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
'Cause
Yeah.
Because it's a breeding ground.
Commitment.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, especially like in high school when they prepare you for a 4-year commitment and you're 18 years old and like they look down on you for wanting to go to a community college because you don't know what you really want to do. And it's like you're asking us to be committed to something that we're not even sure of yet.
Yeah.
Of course.
And with college, again, not knowing what you want to do, you just end up being there. Where you see a lot of people when they go to college, you say, "Okay, yo, what are you gonna take? I'm gonna do business."
Very
All right, well, what
broad.
are you gonna do with
Yeah,
business?
right.
Very
Like,
broad.
Right.
what is the plan with business?
Yeah,
Like, do you plan to have your own business? And they're like, I don't know.
Or work for other businesses.
Right, or
and-
work for other businesses. It's like
Yeah.
you don't know.
No.
So when you're going into college, is I believe it's important to have a direction. But you get that from your peers and your immediate community.
Correct.
Oh,
Your
of course.
family members who may be an influence on you, and if you don't have that, of course, it's definitely going to be a struggle for you to figure it out. But I mean, that's life.
It's a lot of
though.
pressure too, because
It's-
you're
it is.
like, that pressure's on you. It's like, okay, well, now what?
Right.
And it's,
Right.
and
It's like,
it
do I
doesn't-
even go further? Do I go to grad school? Or
And it doesn't matter what age you are either. 'cause
No,
they will
not
put
at all.
pressure on you no matter what age.
Right.
Even if like even you maybe the people still put pressure on you, like even at your age.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you're all established and everything as yourself. You know what I'm saying? Businessman, all that, and people still put pressure on you. It's like I don't know why, and I still don't get it.
You know what it is?
is?
I think it's honestly a generational thing. I
Right.
think that with this new generation, we're seeing a lot more entrepreneurs, or at least people that are willing to take the journey of being an entrepreneur. Where before is like, I don't want to sacrifice the security of like getting this weekly check.
Right.
You know
Yeah,
what I
it's
mean?
like we're designed and set up to play it safe, because God forbid you try to do anything on your own. It's like impossible, especially for women.
That's true.
Like women aren't
That is
looked
tough.
at. They're like, oh, you can't do your own thing, or it's like if they are, I mean, there's always like something like there's always a catch.
Yeah.
There's always that.
It's always a
stigma of
catch-20.
Right.
Oh yeah, it's like
And
it's like
you
I
said-
can't just be successful on my own because I need to pay my bills.
Right.
Right.
There's always a catch to you. Okay.
Right. Yeah. No. And then, like you said, that sense of security is what keeps people from actually chasing their dreams.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like,
Boss talk.
Say that.
Absolutely.
You know,
They're
say
Boss
that.
talk.
I don't want to
Got that
leave
shit on
this
camera.
job because I have a steady income.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I don't know if I can actually make it on my own. So therefore, they won't take that leap of faith to say, you know what, I'm going to try this. I'm going to give my all into it. And a lot of times they don't do it because they know that they're not going to give their all into it.
Like they see it
That's
already.
true.
Right? They know
That's true.
themselves,
Right.
but they have this idea that they want to be an entrepreneur. They want to be successful on their own. But they also know within themselves, like, yo, I'm not going to give
I'm a slack off.
120%.
Yeah.
Right.
You know
So
what
you
I'm
think
saying?
that the biggest difference is like people just being honest with themselves, knowing I'm not going to be committed.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of times it comes with a support system too.
Yeah.
If you don't have a
big time.
good support system, meaning if you don't have friends around you that are motivating you to push and chase your dreams, or they're not pushing and chasing their own dreams, you just become stuck in a circle of people who just become, the average citizen, which there's nothing wrong with.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's the lane that you continue to stay in.
And I think that really fits the saying, like, you are who you surround yourself by.
Yeah,
100%.
Absolutely.
So talking about a support system, man, you form a support system for a lot of people that it's part of your business with the business mentorship. So what are some of the qualities that you think make a good mentor a good mentor?
What makes a good mentor is somebody who is open-minded about all the different ideas that are out there. Somebody who kind of are, educated, or not even say educated, knowledgeable in a lot of different areas, who can give you advice from an unbiased viewpoint.
And experience, speaking from experience, I
Right,
think
speaking
helps.
from experience. And one of the most important things about having a mentor is making sure that there is no personal interest or gain in what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where advice can become tricky. So, that's where you have these different types of mentors, I should say. You have mentors that you pay for, which is, are good, as long as you have a good one.
Yeah.
Right.
And then,
Interesting.
and then you have your organic mentors.
That
you
just
know,
cared for you
right,
type
they
of
just
thing.
cared for you,
Yeah.
or that a relationship developed it and it turned them into a mentor. Where you guys probably have mentors and you don't even know it.
That's
because
big,
you
though.
don't
Nah,
look at it.
That's
definitely
true.
got one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I never
It's
looked
true.
at it that way.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's really true. But
Yeah.
sometimes it could be very difficult because sometimes those that happen organically, they could be a mentor. They want the best for you, but they do have a bias. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, so it's kind of weird. Like, for example, a family member. You know what I mean? It's hard to sometimes break down what your vision is to your family because they're like, nah, but if you go this way, it's better. You know what I
Right,
mean? It's like,
right.
nah, but that's not what I want to do.
Right, so that's not a mentor. That's somebody that's giving you some type of
Advice. You're right. You're right.
You know
So
what
a
I'm
mentor
saying?
can really be anything. It doesn't even have to be something like, I guess, as open-minded or educated. It's just someone who can give you advice. But I guess it depends on how you're taking that advice
Right.
and what it means to you.
So the things when with the advice, right? You don't want to take advice from somebody you don't want to take criticism from. Let me say that again.
That's that D shit.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Boss talk.
You don't
Lost
want
out.
to take advice from somebody that you don't want to take criticism from.
And then if they
Right.
can't take that criticism, why in the hell would they take your advice?
Exactly. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So
Love it.
That
you
just
gotta
hit on
make
a personal level.
You
Yeah.
gotta make sure when you're talking to people that not only that they have your best interest, but they're thinking with a clear mind.
Right.
Absolutely.
They're not
know-
just coming from a place of hate. They're coming from a place that they
Right.
actually want to help you.
Right, that they
Yeah.
actually want to help you.
Yeah.
So
It's genuine.
it's
Right.
genuine, and that's what you look for in people. It's hard to find
Absolutely.
it, but as you continue
Ooh.
to build relationships and you surround
Yeah.
yourself with the right people,
Absolutely.
you know
what to
you
look
start
for and
find-
what
you
to
know what
avoid.
look for. And I want you guys to also understand that you may have a circle of friends already. There's nothing wrong with developing a new circle of friends that are going to help push and advance you.
And I feel like this generation kind of has a little bit of that problem, or at least the one after us. Like, it's more so, because it's in the music they listen to. It's like, oh, stay away from the snakes, fakes, and this like that. But, bro,
Yeah.
if you really, are sick and tired of being where you're stuck at, like you said, look at maybe
You're going to
who
do
you're-
something about
Look
it.
at maybe who you surround yourself with. Maybe a new friend or
And
friend group
I think that's
should
the
be that
hardest
step.
thing. Like, that's the hardest thing for
Oh, of
people to do in
course.
our generation is
'Cause
to
you got to
look.
put yourself out there again.
Well, no, they don't want to look inward. They don't want to look at what is in themselves, what they're around, what reflects them. Because I think what you surround yourself by is also a reflection of who you are.
Right.
And
And
it's
what
like,
annoys you too is a reflection of a flaw.
yeah,
in
it's like you
character.
guys are a reflection of me. Like, what am I doing? I'm just kidding.
Yo, but
Just kidding.
with mentoring, obviously, since you do have the experience, I think it's like with all relationships, it's all about matchmaking. So, what would be something that you would tell somebody to look out for to make sure that this is the right mentor for them?
Like I said, somebody who's knowledgeable or somebody who has some type of success on their own.
Facts.
Like a proven track record.
Period.
Like they got a proven track record where you can say, yo, I like this person. I like what they're about. I want to be like this person. I want to be around this person. If you're saying those things, then you got the right person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're
And,
looking up
like-
to the right person.
And you can take them seriously because, like, they have everything to back up for it.
Right.
And what they're doing.
You trust their opinion.
Yeah.
You're accepting of their criticism.
Absolutely.
And one of the great things about a mentor is once you build a strong relationship, the mentee starts to give the mentor advice. And that's how you know you got it.
Ha!
So they
Right.
also say
Yes,
that
sir.
you learn a lot from trying to teach.
Yes.
Oh, teachers are beautiful.
Because then you
Yes.
just end up learning stuff about yourself. It's the cycle that keeps.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Exactly. You're starting to figure things out. You're
Things thinking on your own.
You're getting another viewpoint.
Yeah.
You know, where
Yeah.
like, you know, one of my, I would say my biggest mentor right now, you know, he was doing this thing, had a big clothing line going on, ended up transitioning out. I seen his growth, you know, and he currently has his own sneaker line, designer sneaker line.
Wow.
Like, you know, and I seen his growth, but in between that, he had a bunch of smaller projects that he was working on. And he would say, "Yo, Royce, what do you think about this?" And I would give him my advice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Again, that's my mentor asking me for advice or my opinion on
Yeah.
something. And it's like, yo, like I'm helping you out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It just makes you feel like
It's a sign of trust.
Right. It's a sign of trust.
It's a two-way street.
Right. It's a two-way street. So therefore, I'm not always going to you for advice. You know, now you feel like you can reciprocate, or you feel like I'm in the right mind frame where you trust my knowledge and my experience.
Yeah, and you trust yourself.
You trust yourself. And a lot of it comes because you kind of groomed me to be a certain way. You groomed me to be unbiased.
Yeah.
You groomed me to see things from a different avenue. You know, not to say that
So-
it's only one mentor that
Right.
does it. It's a group of them. You know, so you start to trust. You know, that
Exactly.
trust, and then that's how you develop that strong organic mentor.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what we all look to have, is a strong organic mentor.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I really hope that, you know, the people out there are like you said, you know, not afraid to break out of their shell and actually go ahead and do that, because it can be
Or
beneficial.
it's not even just that, like break the mold, like the generational thing we always talk about. Like maybe the last generation may not give that mentory advice or something like that, but then, you know, you kind of get to that one person along that generation that stops it. And I think, which again, I got to give this generation a lot of credit. They are a lot of mold breakers that may not do what their parents do because they see the benefit in helping other people,
Yeah.
especially.
So, Royce, by definition, I know that an entrepreneur is somebody that like innovates, somebody that looks for a solution to
Right.
either a common problem or a niche problem. But, you know, I feel like a lot of people confuse, you know, that entrepreneur and a businessman, or like if there is even a difference. You know, what would
Yeah.
you say?
No, there's not a big difference. You know, it all depends on, you know, the different angles that you look at it from.
Yeah.
You know, whereas your businessman could be somebody who's really into, you know, their business or has grown their business, like, you know, or it could be a person of multiple businesses, you know, which again falls along the same lines as entrepreneur. The biggest thing between the two is that you're a risk taker.
Yeah.
You're a risk taker. You're not afraid to take some type of risk
On entrepreneurship.
on entrepreneurship to see where it's going to go. You know,
You got to trial and error, and you can't be afraid of that, because a lot of people are afraid of failure.
right. A lot of people are afraid of failure, and again, that's what holds them back. You know, they're
Absolutely.
afraid to fail. But the thing is, like, you know, if you don't know what failure is like, how do you know what success is?
Absolutely.
Boss talk.
No different, no different
Period.
from, you know, if we bring it into layman's form, like, you know, if there was no such thing as hot water, how do you know what cold water is?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
You feel me?
You're right. You got to
Right.
see, but it's the yin and the yang.
What
You
what
gotta
what,
take
what,
the bad
what
and
50
the good
say?
with the bad.
Right.
Death gotta be easy because
life
life
is
is hard.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
That's so true, though.
Yo, Fitty, come on the show, bro.
Right. Pull up 50.
Facts. Yo, man, so also, you know, depending on what kind of business you have, you know, you need different specialties, different skills, different habits, but scratching all the specialties.
Yeah.
Since you know, you've been with mentors, you've been, you know, groomed, and now you're helping others groom. What would you say are the universal like habits or like skills that you would, you know, recommend somebody
Yeah,
learn?
as an entrepreneur, going into it, starting up, you're starting your own thing. You have to be comfortable with wearing all the hats. You have to be comfortable with wearing all of them.
You got to be the janitor.
Correct.
Right, you got to be right, exactly. So, as an entrepreneur, some essential things that you have to know how to do is you have to learn how to work Photoshop. You have to be able to design, create flyers. You know what I'm saying?
Logos,
Logos,
campaigns.
your logo. Like, you know, you just have to have
Marketing.
some knowledge on that specifically.
Yeah.
Then from there, you got to know how to build a website. You know,
It's
then-
all about branded and ID.
Yes, you have to have all of that. You have to know everything about your business. You have to know how to do a payroll. You have to know how to do Excel sheets. You have to know the difference between
The-
LLC.
and the thing he's talking about
S corp,
is
C
it may
corp.
seem
Yeah.
like so little to some people. It's actually part of that bigger picture.
Yes, it's part of the bigger picture, and it's gonna help advance you even more.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, because when you know how to do all these things, you have to know how to hold a camera.
Yeah.
You know, you have to know how to take pictures. You have to know how to record video. You have to wear all the hats in the beginning stages. And the reason why you have to is because when it's time to hire somebody else, you can hold them accountable.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
You can hold them accountable. You can say, yo, this shouldn't have took you no more than 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Because you've
Oh,
already
yeah,
done
yeah.
it.
You've already done it.
You know, and
Yeah.
it's and I'll use a good example on why I think that can be very beneficial. When a lot of people go get an oil change, as soon as they're done with the oil change, once the dude comes back up, he's like, "Yo, man, it's gonna be like $300. You need to fix this. You need to fix this. You need to fix this." But you don't know how to fix a car,
Right.
so you gonna believe everything this man is saying.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So like,
Trust them.
yeah, because you don't based on ignorance though.
Exactly. Based on ignorance.
Yeah.
And the ignorance is what it hurts a lot of people. You spend a lot of money because of ignorance.
Yeah.
You know, you save a lot of money because you're knowledgeable in these different areas. So that's why we like to say, like, you know something about everything and everything about something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
One of the best.
Saying, like, dropping them bars and
You know
shit.
what I'm saying?
Yo, we need a
We
flex
don't
bomb
even
in
25 minutes in. We're in a half hour.
You guys haven't heard of that? Like, come
What?
on. That's like such a common thing.
Really?
Really?
Hell yeah.
But again, we dropping gems today. So
Yeah, we
Yeah,
dropped
there you go.
gems after
And I
gems
love
after
that what you
gems.
just said. You know, you pay for ignorance, but you save with knowledge.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
I
think that's
love
probably
that.
like
Nah, that's
like,
fire.
such an eye opener.
You don't
Yeah.
hear that a lot.
You
Yeah.
really don't. Because
So-
it's that thing too. It's like, okay, let's look at this generation, right? What we got? We got YouTube. What can you look up on YouTube? Anything. So you don't think there's a guy out there that's like, okay, Photoshop for dummies or video editing for dummies or first step,
Right.
blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying?
And a lot
It's
of
out
Doing
there.
that, and they're
Exactly.
making bread off of
Yeah,
it.
Right.
exactly.
Because
You know
it's
what I'm saying?
it's that selfishness. It's that's to say the unselfish
Right.
attitude.
Yeah.
Of
And
just-
because what you're looking for. Like when I was doing Photoshop, we had somebody come in and I was actually teaching in a community center. I was teaching like financial literacy. This is me at like 19 years old at the time, and they hired this guy to come in and teach the kids Photoshop.
It's
So I
awesome.
sat in the class. I'm like, I'm trying to learn this too.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
And you learn by teaching.
Right. So then I learned the basics from what he showed, and then from there, all right, YouTube, what's up? What you got for me?
Right.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
exactly.
I found myself like during that time, like changing hair color, changing colors of the outfits,
That's
and everything.
dope.
I was doing
That's dope.
everything.
That's dope.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
where I got my skills at from Photoshop. I just continued to work on it. And
Yeah.
it put me in a position where I was able to make all flyers for my company.
Nice.
I didn't have
Do you
to pay
still do
somebody.
now? Or-
Sometimes.
Okay,
It depends
yeah.
on how
Yeah.
fast I want it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
Fair
know what I'm
enough.
saying?
Yeah, 100%.
He's like, it's automated now.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody else, they do all of that.
Yeah.
No,
You
but
know?
that was another thing too. Like right now, there's a lot of apps, to help people like
Yeah.
learn. Like just like you were saying, sometimes there's the YouTubes, but there's apps out there that have the animations for you. All you got to do is really like pick the font and stuff like that. Obviously, it's a shortcut, but it can help you at least give you an idea of what you need.
Because
You know
in
what
a
I'm
way
saying?
that makes your life easier. Like if YouTube University teaches you that skill, that just made your life easier.
Right.
And all you have to do is sit there and watch it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, if you're bored of math, okay, you can be bored of math at school. Then go home and watch YouTube University and learn from the guy or girl that you actually want to learn from.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. When I don't understand something from a professor,
That's
YouTube
it. It
helps
really
me a
is.
lot,
Yeah.
bro. A lot. And sometimes if one video doesn't work for me, like I'm not connecting with the person doing it.
But
I'll
that's
look-
the other thing.
I'll
There's
look up
1,000
another-
other videos.
Exactly.
Right.
You don't like how this guy's teaching you? Okay, go to the next one.
Yo, shout out YouTube, man.
Yeah.
for real.
Really?
The
Honestly.
crazy part, when you think about YouTube and when you think about business, a lot of people, they're not reinventing anything.
Exactly.
Like somebody made the video and say, yo, I like that video. I'm going to make my own version.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just
Now
the
they're
common. It's
monetizing.
just the cycle.
Now they got like 100,000 views on a video that somebody else just did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So again, it's paying attention to that and not being afraid to do something that somebody else is already doing.
Yeah. Just
I
adding
think
your
that, and
twist to it.
I'm glad you said that too, because I think that's another thing that holds a lot of people back. Like they see, like, let's say for example, TikTok. Like TikTok, we talked about for the show, kind of quick way to gain fame, this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah.
But if they see somebody doing it, then you know what, they're gonna be like, all right, let me go take a bite of this.
Right.
They do it on Instagram, they go take a bite of that. You know what I'm saying? But
it's all adapting to the market.
right,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like,
but that's how you win in this game is how you adapt.
exactly. And I think that, and you may be able to add to this even better than me or any of us. But I think that it's one of the common mistakes that, you know, a lot of new business people or entrepreneurs make. That thinking that they can dictate the market instead of like, yo, I gotta cater to it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like, if something's working, don't knock it. Adapt.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Adapt, adjust, pivot. You know, do what you got to do to make sure that your business stays of some relevancy. You know, but I will tap in and say, like, you know, there's nothing wrong with creating a lane
Yeah.
for yourself either. You know, if you're like, I don't want to go that route, I'm gonna go this route. That's cool too. You just gotta make sure you strategize, and then you gotta stay consistent with it. Otherwise, you're just shooting yourself in the foot for no reason. You're better off just adapting.
You're
Like,
right.
Go make that same video that homie made over there.
Yeah.
You know what
right.
I'm saying?
You're right.
No,
You're right.
but
Yeah.
If you,
And I
if you don't have a
think-
strategy, then it's not gonna work.
And on top of strategy, it's like you got to know the rules to break them. So it's like, I think that's one of the
Sounding
best.
like a real rebel. No, I'm just playing.
I've been a rebel since day one. But yeah, I think that's like one of the, a mentor of mine even said that. It's like, I'm going to teach you the rules to this game and you're going to know how to break it. It's
Right.
like, and college itself is even a game as an example.
Right.
Or like business, you know the game of business. And there's different levels to it. And especially in social media as well, like TikTok. That's a whole game in itself.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Nah, it
It's
is.
crazy. You know that people are getting success, like crazy success with it, and I applaud it. But you know, speaking about success,
Yeah.
man, I think one of the cool things about success is that I feel like everybody has their own perception or definition of what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, it's just one of those things that you gotta have to like learn how to like, you know,
Handle.
not even handle, but like be able to adjust to
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? Especially with the mentorship for you.
Right.
You know?
Because especially when you get to that level too. Of
Exactly.
sex, is like it's because it's gonna be new to you no matter what. No way the first successful person was like, or whoever becomes successful is like, all right, I'm used to this. You know what I'm saying? Unless you grew up like that, you know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. If you grew up successful from family and things, stuff like that, but if you're getting it,
Nah. That's
as
not
the
you
first-
grew up successful. You grew up with material gains.
Right.
right. Okay,
Successful is different.
exactly
Success-
in that sense.
I think you know, when we speak on success is it comes in so many different forms.
Yes.
It's like you said,
Yeah. What does it mean to you?
right? It has to be able to identify with you. You know, if you're speaking financial, then you say, "I financial success." What is financial success to you? You know, what is
Is $1 million?
Right,
Okay,
exactly.
you can go out and get $3 million.
Right.
Or
You
$5
know what
million.
I'm saying? It all depends on that person. Where some people may say, okay, as long as I'm able to care for my family, I feel successful. You know me.
Right.
Success for me is how many people can I impact?
Absolutely.
You know, how many people can I help groom? How many people can I help turn into leaders? You know, that's success
Yeah.
for me.
And like push them to grow and
Right.
get out of their comfort zone and do something new, something they've never done before, and seeing potential in them that they don't even see in themselves.
Right. It's
Believing in them when they don't
Right.
believe in themselves.
It's the text messages that I get or direct messages, people saying like, yo, I really appreciate you, everything that you've done. Like, you helped me out in so many ways. Like, yo, if it wasn't for you, like, you know, I wouldn't be here. Like, you know.
Yeah, like you're such an inspiration
Yeah,
for what
an
you're
inspiration.
doing.
Like, you know, when I get
and
those
people
type of
and people
messages,
start to look up to you.
right. That's when I feel successful. You know, because
That's the
again, money's gonna come. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not worried about money, and it's gonna come. Why? Because I know my work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody control how hard I work.
No.
So therefore, can't nobody stop how much money I make.
Boss talk.
Yeah.
Stamp that.
what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Stamp
where did
shit.
that? But yeah, man, like even like we mentioned in the beginning of the interview, where did that start for you, man? Paying it forward, you know, like as I said, some people want to hoard success, but you want to push it forward, empowering.
Yeah, one of the things that, you know, I'm going to use basketball as a reference. And I like basketball. People would think that I like love basketball, but it's not that I love basketball. I just happen to be good at it, and I know how to teach.
Got you.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So that's what makes me, you know, as successful as I am within this business. So in basketball, you go set a screen for somebody. A lot of people don't. They like to wait at the top of the key, wait for the ball. Like, yo, ball, 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 ball.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, go get open.
Yeah.
I'm the person, like, I want to give you the ball, and then I want to go set a screen for somebody else and help them get open.
And then that gets the
got you.
bucket.
Right.
Off-ball
But-
movement.
But in return, I may be the open man.
Yeah.
So therefore, I'm going to be more likely to score
Yeah.
if I set a good screen. So it's me being selfless,
Right.
you know, is what allows me to be financially successful.
Right.
The universe
and
paying it
basketball
forward
is
to
a
you.
good sport to teach that too, because especially in today's game, there's egos, there's superstars, and the
Yeah.
other thing. But like, look at I used to always, and I say this always as an example, Rajon Rondo, right? Back in the day, 15, 20, 15. That is the most unselfish triple double I've ever seen
Right.
in my life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That type of shit. So to teach that to kids at such a young age is so helpful.
Right.
It really is.
So again, with that success, it's important for me to be selfless and help as many people as I can. You know what I'm saying?
Right, of
Because
course.
I know that it's gonna come back to me at some point. I don't know when.
Yeah.
But it's gonna come back to me at some point.
But even you know, with Next Level Factory, I think that's genius to me. You know, one thing, because I think that sports is a really good way to keep the youth, you know, like obviously in shape, but like with their mind, you know,
Yeah.
stimulated. You know, you see how you put in the work in basketball. You take your 1,000 shots every day, you're gonna start hitting more shots.
Right.
So it just kind of gives them like a reality of like, yo, if I stay consistent, if I work, you know, I can definitely push forward and advance.
Yeah.
So that's super dope, man. What position did you play, by the way?
I play shooting guard.
Shooting guard.
Yeah, I'm a ball hog.
Oh,
I love to score the basketball.
yeah.
But that's why it's important for me not to have it in my hands.
Yeah, you're right.
You know,
That's
because
smart as
I
hell.
know that I can be selfish.
Deception,
if
bro.
the basketball's in my hands. So therefore, it's no. Here, I'm going to share the basketball because it's the right thing to do. I'm going to go get this person over because it's the right thing to do. But if I got good players on my team, they're going to find me.
Right.
Got you.
You know what I'm
It
saying?
goes around, exactly.
Right. So my selfishness comes from being selfless.
Right.
It allows me to be selfish in my moment.
The yin and the yang.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So that's why it's important. And, like, you know, I believe in karma too.
Oh, of course.
You know, so
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Goes around, comes
yeah,
around.
what goes
100%.
around
Yeah.
comes around. So I'm always giving. I seen it growing up. My dad doing toy drives, doing coat drives, giving coats out to kids. You know, giving turkeys out to families in the community. You know, he's always been that giving and caring person.
That's
You know,
respect.
giving
That's what's up.
advice on a daily. Still, somebody that I talk to on a daily, where I look for advice or a difference of opinion. And again, when we go back to talking about that mentorship, he does that with me. He comes to me like, "Yo, Royce, what do you think about this?" And it's like, "Yo, I'm giving my dad advice." But him as a mentor and him being a good leader, he knows that he can ask me a question, you know, and it's going to be valid.
Right.
The response is going to be valid.
It's gonna be unbiased. You're gonna be
Right,
like,
it's gonna be
I rock with it or
unbiased.
I don't rock with it.
right. I'm gonna keep it real with him. Like, nah, that's not a good move. You know, because we have that relationship based on, you know, our conversations, and that's how you develop a organic mentor. So I consider him not only my dad, but, you know, a big
Awesome
mentor.
Right.
You
That's
know?
beautiful.
Yeah.
100%.
So, just you know, adding on to the whole mentoring and mentee. What do you look for in the ideal candidate, like for you to, you know, mentor?
Yeah, it depends. So, like, I have a few people that I mentor organically,
Got you.
you know, and it's because they're asking me the right questions.
Okay.
You know, they're keeping me in the loop. They're letting me like, yo, like, I just did this. Like, yo, I'm excited about this. Like, yo, all right,
It's that
keep going.
honesty.
Right, it's that honesty, but also showing that you're putting in the work. I don't want to mentor nobody that's not putting in the work.
Right.
Not,
No,
not
of course not.
organically.
It's a waste of your time.
Right, it's a waste
Right.
of my time. Now, if you're paying, all right, we're going to make sense of it.
Right.
But it's only going to get to a certain point where I'm going to be like, yeah, nah, this isn't working out because you're not working as hard. And
There's no progress.
Right, there's no progress. And I need results.
Absolutely.
You know what
You
I'm
can
saying?
count on results. You
Right.
can't count on their word. Like, you
Right.
got to see that shit add up together, you know?
So if you're paying me as a mentor and you don't become successful within that mentorship, who does it fall on?
Right.
It falls on me.
It's about to say,
Right.
Unfortunately,
Unfortunately,
You take
right?
the biggest
Yeah.
hit.
Right, I take the biggest hit. Now, if I'm mentoring you and you're successful, who does it fall on?
You. Oh,
You.
It falls on me
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's my success story.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so therefore, the next person is going to be okay with paying me because I have success stories.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So either way, so I have to be that person to be able to say, like, you know what? All right, I'm gonna take you on as a client because I feel like I can really help you. I can help you grow as long as you stay consistent with this. I'm only doing it if I know I can get results because I need results at the end of the day to make what I do today successful.
You have
You
to
know
make
what
it
I'm
count.
saying? I got to make it count. So therefore, if you're not putting in the work, you're not putting in the time, I'm all set.
Of course.
I'm all set.
Absolutely.
You pay me up until this point. All right, cool. Yeah, this isn't gonna work anymore because you're not putting forth your best effort.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's what you look for, somebody who's asking the right questions, putting in the work. And that's how, again, like I said, that's how you get that organic. So
Yeah.
and organic mentors, what they end up doing is, and I heard this from this lady in New York, they unintentionally guide. You know what I'm saying? So it's because you're asking me the questions. I'm not thinking I'm becoming your mentor. I'm just unintentionally guiding you because of the conversation.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then now I'm reaching out to you. Hey, what's up? What's up with that? You still doing that?
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah. This is how it's going. It's like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
so I
dope.
became your mentor unintentionally.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And that's
Exact
what you
type of
look
shit.
for. You know, and that's how you get that unbiased, answer to help push you along.
Right. It's
Yeah.
that genuine connection. That's
Right,
what
a
you kept
genuine
talking
connection.
about.
No, that's
Yeah.
super dope, and I like that you want to see them work. You're okay with guiding them, giving them the framework, making sure that they're asking the right question. But without giving too much of your secret sauce, secret formula.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you
what-
all the sauce. bro.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yo,
and
what
the
can
thing
they
is,
expect?
pot and
You know,
serve it to you.
just to touch on
Yeah,
that, like
yeah,
they say knowledge is power,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's facts, but it's not facts unless there's some type of action applied to it.
Yeah.
Knowledge is power with action.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
It's
I can
like
give
it's
you-
more
I can
about
give
the
you everything,
doing.
right? It's the doing. I can give you all the knowledge in the world. It don't matter.
Right. But what am I
Are you
doing
gonna-
with it?
Are you
gonna-
applying it?
Are
Yeah.
you applying it?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
got to be able to apply it.
Big time.
Knowledge
Yeah.
is only power with application.
That is true.
Absolutely.
You know?
Bossed up.
Well, you're what I was gonna say is, obviously without giving too much out,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
obviously there's a promise to make to the customer.
Yeah.
What can somebody expect from you? What is the promise you make for them, like when they want to work with you?
I guarantee that, with my team, that we're going to push you in a direction where your business is going to be set up to make six figures.
That's the promise.
That's the promise. It's going to be set up to go that way. It's on you to put the work in.
Yes.
So I'm helping you figure out the systems, figure out the strategy, figure out what's best for the brand. And it's never, what I say and that's it. It's no, you get an unbiased, thoughts
Of course.
Right.
based off of my experience. At the end of the day, I'm always going to say, yo, it's my advice only. It's on you to decide what you want to do with it. And if you decide to go this route, it's my job to say, all right, how can I help make this work? And that's my job. How can I help you make this work? And then you just have to be open-minded and say, okay, cool. Like, yeah, I want to do it like this. So if you're saying that we can make it work like this, cool, I'm going to run with it. So that's what I guarantee, that we're going to set your business up in a way where you're going to start striving towards six figures. You're going to have a different type of work ethic. You're going to understand your business entirely. You're going to learn how to work your business entirely. You're going to know who's in your industry. You're going to learn all these different things where you're not even thinking about. You're just thinking about, yo, I got this great idea and I want to do it.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that's all good, but do you want to be successful doing it?
Right.
There's a difference. There's a difference between making a team and being an impact player on a team.
Yeah.
Yes,
Do you
sir.
want to be an impact player in your business, or you just want to be able to
Join
say
the
that you're
team.
doing the business?
Right.
You just
know
want
what
a
I'm saying?
jersey. You just want a
Yeah.
jersey,
Right,
bro.
Yeah.
right.
You just
want a
wanna-
jersey.
Yeah.
Just want to do it
You
because
know,
you say you did it.
you want the varsity patch on your jacket.
Yeah,
There's a bunch
Right.
of there's a bunch of people out there. There's nothing
Of
wrong
course.
with it. Same thing when it comes to you guys' business podcast. It's a big thing right now.
Yeah.
But how many podcasts are actually impactful? How many are actually tapping into a
Exactly.
real audience?
Exactly.
What audience are you really tapping into? Do you even know your own audience?
Big facts.
Yeah.
And that's where you got to start to wrap your mind around.
Yeah.
Like, where am I going with this? But you don't know that because a lot of times you come up with an idea and you're not seeking help to figure it out. Like, okay, what is the best way to go about this?
I think a lot of that comes from pride,
Yes.
from people just not wanting to accept that they not necessarily are wrong, but that they don't have the right information to make the best choice.
Yeah, and
You know what I
that's
mean?
one of the biggest things. It's like, yo, where do I go to get this information? Who do I talk
Yeah.
to?
Right.
There's nobody out there. There's nobody out there that you can say
Nobody.
like, yo, all right, who would I talk to if I had like a business question?
Like maybe a professor, but you don't know, who do you know that's a professor?
Right,
of
but even
business
in
or
the
teaching
professor, they might
Exactly.
not even know. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
they know the theories.
Right, they know the
It's a
theories.
theory.
They know the theories.
But what
That's what I
about
meant
what
to
about
say, so.
in real life? What are they really
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah.
Like
know
if
what
you
I'm
was
saying?
sitting on your couch right now and just was randomly like, "Yo, who do I text for a business idea?" You probably got
Right,
nobody.
right. You got nobody. You look at your friends
Exactly.
and like, yo, I can't ask nobody this question.
Right.
You look at
You
your
can get an
parents,
opinion,
auntie,
but
uncle, everybody's like,
Right.
yo. With most families, like, yo, who are the real entrepreneurs that can help me with this?
Yeah.
Like, I
we're
want
the
to do my own
advancers of the
business.
family.
Right. Where are they?
Yeah.
And a lot of times, you don't realize it. That is probably you. You're starting that generation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big facts.
Yeah.
You know, you may be that foundation to say, yo, this is how the family's going to be moving forward.
Yeah. Be the
Just like we
cycle
said,
breaker.
like, yo, I'm the first person going to college in my family.
Yeah, cycle breaker.
Right, you're a cycle breaker.
Absolutely.
And it could be the same thing when it comes to this business world. So now, when, like, you know, in the Boston community, now, like, you know, as I transition into, you know, my current role, everybody looks to me for opinion and advice on entrepreneurship. That's why I'm able to say, like, yo, I'm having an event.
So
see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you get as many people as possible. And
Right. And get them all in a room.
And that's reacting to the market.
Right.
Exactly. It's all business.
That's reacting to the market.
It's me paying attention to see what's
Yeah.
really needed.
Right.
Not only saying that, all right, yeah, I'm doing this. It's like, all right, what can I do that's different in my local area that nobody else is doing? This is being done all over.
Yeah.
But who's doing it here in Boston?
Right.
Nobody.
Nobody.
There you go.
Nobody.
There you go.
There's the gap.
And it's like
There it is. You just bridged it.
Yeah.
and it's
And-
like you really have to establish like what makes them come to you.
Right.
What makes you stand out from everybody else? What is it about you that you have to offer that nobody else does?
Right. And what comes with that is the years of people seeing growth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they seen it already. They see the progress. Having a business that's successful and actually making money
Yeah.
continuously, making 6 figures annually. We're trying to tap into 7. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
cool.
That's what we want to get to. But, you know, that's where we're able to build that trust. That's why people trust, you know, my actions and what I say. That's why people are willing to pay to hear what I got to say.
No, and I think it's very important to build the track record because
Yeah.
because with any business, any market, like familiarity, like your consistency, like that becomes what, you know, like the bridge for the customers to trust you.
Right.
You
And
feel me?
You need it. Without it, they're up in the air.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They're going to second guess it.
Exactly.
Like, yo, do I really want to pay to go see that? You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's like, yo, I don't know if it's going to be a good show or not.
Yeah.
Right. Is
You
it
know?
worth it?
Right. Is it worth it? You know, now, again, I continue to prove it. It's funny because people in my circle and outside my circle, where it comes back to me, like I have the dinner with bosses.
I thought that was a dope thing, man.
Yo, yeah, nobody's doing that.
No,
When you're bringing in entrepreneurs, you're sitting down at a table and you're talking business.
that's it.
You're figuring out, okay, why are you struggling in your business? Or, like, you know, what makes you successful in your business?
Right.
You know, and then we're figuring out across the board, like, yo, all right, how can I apply that to my business?
And I feel like that's the biggest tool that no one likes to talk about is that information that, like, you know, it dates back even way like to the 1700s, which just, you know, these motherfuckers would just join up at the pub and talk about, you know, revolution or something
Right.
like that. Now you got, like you said, you got dinner. Okay, now we're going to talk about how everybody can eat. 'Cause
Right.
that's the thing with money. It's
Right.
endless, so why not have everybody eat?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Competition's what it is, but at the end of the day, everybody can't eat, so why won't they?
Yeah.
You know, but I think that the way you did that was kind of genius. You know what I mean? For the simple fact that you made it a casual kind of event. Like, hey, we all in here, we're cool, we're peers, we're talking. You know, if you can pick up something from somebody, something that they're struggling with or something that they're doing really well and you want to apply it, hats off to you. Because
Right.
like basketball, sometimes in business, it's competitive. Like,
Right.
I'm trying to score so you not scoring.
Right,
Right.
right.
And what people don't understand is exactly what you're saying. I'm trying to set up the pick, look selfless, but I become selfless because of my selfishness.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
people don't. So I think that was super dope that you was
Yeah.
able to do that, bro.
Yeah, nah, and it's very important to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And
Of course.
one of the crazy parts about it's crazy to other people outside looking in. The people that know me, they're like, "Yo, people are paying to have dinner with you." I'm like, Yeah.
Some dinner with Jay-Z shit, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's their real life shit.
You know what I'm saying? It's real life.
500K a dinner with Jay-Z.
Right,
That's
you know what I'm
real life.
saying?
Yes.
Except now, like, you know, I'm not charging 500K.
Exactly. No,
like,
no.
you know, if I did, it'd be valuable. Like,
Nah,
you know,
it's free game.
running,
It's
I'm
that
running with
free
you.
game.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So now it's like, yo, like, yeah, I have experience.
Yeah,
paying
but
for
you're
my
at a
experience.
point where you can literally ask for that. You
Right.
know, it's like I have all this valuable information, and you're not going to find it anywhere else. But if you come to me, I can give you all the insights that you need to know.
Right. I'm gonna
That
help
you're at
you
a
out.
point where you can do that.
I'm gonna give you some insight.
Yeah.
You know, but again, who's thinking on that level?
The people who aren't there yet.
Right.
Right.
The people who aren't there, like, they're not going to think like that.
Right.
No.
You know what
So,
I'm saying? So
yeah.
it's important for me. Like, you know, when I see all these different things, so, you know, that's kind of where it stems from. You know, Jay-Z, oh yeah, 500K
Yeah, or dinner with Jay-Z.
Jay-Z. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? How much information are you really going to get?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He don't know what's going on. He's not tapping into you personally.
Yeah.
No,
Exactly.
but
To me, it got to be a series of dinners for that kind of money.
And it's a compliment. It's a compliment to him that people want to, you know,
Right.
be dinner with Jay-Z. But it's like, you don't know Jay-Z.
Right.
But it's that who's your Jay-Z.
Right. Who's your Jay-Z?
Right.
And that's what I want to continue to be.
Right.
You know, that's what I strive for. Like, you know,
It's going to soon be dinner with Royce Veal or 500K. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be the thing.
say that.
Say that. Yes, sir. Say that.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, those some real inspirational people that I love to watch, and they've definitely been an influence on some of the business decisions that I make. Like, you know, I'm not. You have a lot of business people or entrepreneurs say, "Oh yeah, I read this book, this book, this book, this book." Right? I'm not a fan of reading.
Really?
Respect to
I'm
that.
not a
I ain't
fan
either,
of
bro.
reading. Like, you know, there's a few books where I have the audio version, and I'll listen to those, and I'm grabbing information. You know, I like to hear it.
Right.
You know, when I'm reading, like, yo, honestly, I'll be reading something, and then I'll be like, yo, what did I just read? And then I gotta go back and read it again. You know what I'm
there's
saying?
no shame in that.
Yeah.
Though.
You know what I'm
No shame in
saying?
that.
So what I like to do is I love to watch interviews. Like, I love to watch interviews.
you
Like,
learn a lot from
you
that.
learn so much, and they're just giving you
Yeah.
gems after gems after gems. You
Yeah.
know, and
It's more like personal. There's like a connection
yeah,
there
there's a
too.
connection, and you know, you're really tapping into, you know, these people. So I love to watch, like, you know, Dame Dash.
Yo,
Yeah.
you know what it is? His delivery is not for everybody.
Yo, it's really not.
But he's giving you that. He's not
Yo,
sugarcoating
he's
it.
not sugarcoating nothing.
Yeah.
You know, so Dame Dash is, like, you know, definitely one of my tops. The next one's Kanye West. Like, even when everybody was saying Kanye West is crazy, I'm like, nah, he's not. Y'all just not paying attention. Y'all not listening. Like, you know, you're just seeing what it is on the surface. You're not listening to understand. You're listening to respond.
But that whole surface
Yeah.
thing was on purpose because he knows that was gonna go viral the
Right.
way he reacted or the
Right.
way he was acting. He knows,
Right,
but he was
knows
still
everything,
saying,
yo, he's not. People be thinking that he's delusional, but he's definitely one of my top people that I love to watch. You know, and of course Jay-Z. You
Jay-Z.
know, Diddy is another one.
100%.
You
Big
know,
time.
and I just tapped in with Irv Gotti's last interview on Drink Champs.
"Nice,
Now, there was a big influence on that interview for me. He was telling a story about how he was with Jay-Z. They was in the office, and I think one of the records was like at an all-time high. Somebody called him for a feature, one of the labels, right? And he said something. I think he might have said, don't quote me on it, but something like $1 million for a feature,
For a
something
feature.
crazy. It was
Right,
something
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
It was a high number, you know. And he said the number, and then he hung up, and then he looked at Irv like, and Irv was like, "What? Like, you just charged that much, or you just said that much?" He's like, "Oh, whatever." Next thing you know, he got a call back. They said, "All right, cool." And Irv said
Wow.
that Jay-Z was one of the first people getting that type of money at that time to
At
do
that
that.
time, yeah.
Right? So I'm sitting there, I'm listening. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. And he said something like, oh, he pushed the ticket. Right? So I'm sitting there and I'm listening like, yo, that's crazy. Like, somebody's going to pay that.
yeah, of course."
Somebody's going to pay that.
Right.
It doesn't have to be a bunch of people. Somebody's going to pay that. So I took that and I applied it.
Yeah,
So I put together a program, right? It's for basketball for the facility. So I said, like, you know, I'm not really up there as often. So I put together this program. It's over the course of, I believe it was like 20 days or 25 days or something like that.
like
right?
a little camp type.
Right, but it was like an hour Monday through Friday each day, right? For
Okay,
the next
cool.
month, right? So I said, you know what? I'm gonna push the ticket. So I said, yo, it's $2,500 if you want to do this program. I had 4 people sign up. I was like, yo, that's crazy. Somebody's gonna pay this.
All right.
Somebody's
Yeah.
gonna pay that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now, all right, let's break down the math, right? $2,500 a person. I have 4 people sign up. How much money we got right now?
Yeah.
10 grand.
I was gonna say that's 10
10
grand.
grand.
Yeah.
And how many days did I say?
20 days.
20 days. How many hours is that? 20 hours. I did an hour a day. I made 10 grand.
Free game.
That's how you push the ticket. Irv Gotti told me that from an interview.
Say that.
There was no businessman that said that to me. There was no mentor that said that to me. It was me tapping into the people that I like and that I'm watching, and I'm listening for information to gain knowledge.
And that's you, like you
Yeah.
said, watching, listening, and then retaining, and then applying.
And
You
then
gotta
applying
you
it.
gotta get
Exactly.
your antennas up,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So again, me not being afraid also. And that's another thing as entrepreneurs, we don't know our true value. We don't understand how to put a value on ourselves.
Right.
Right.
Instead,
Or
we'll-
where it needs to be, and if it's something people are gonna look to and
Right.
want to be a part of.
So again, I encourage everybody, yo, create your value. Create your value and stand on it. Somebody's gonna pay it.
Yeah.
If you're asking people and they're not paying it, it's the wrong audience.
Yeah.
Change your audience.
And so,
You know
right.
your value. You know your time that you're willing to put in. I'm not willing to do nothing for $13 an hour.
You don't
Respectfully,
see,
hey,
you don't
you
see
know,
the
yeah.
Rolls
Saying?
Royce bringing down the MSRP.
Right.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
You feel me?
Right.
Yeah. You know what I
You know
mean?
what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, you gotta know your value. You gotta create your value, know your value, and don't be afraid. If people turn away, all right, cool. Go down the street.
Yeah.
Let
Right.
them go over there. Cool. You can get it done cheaper. All right, cool. Go over there. It's
Bro, I
all
be
good.
telling people all the time. It's like, okay, if my shit's too expensive, I don't care. Go to the other place.
Right. Go to the other place. It's cool.
Because somebody else gonna buy it at the end of the
Yeah.
day. It's just what it is,
Right. And you can, if you stand on it, it'll hold the value.
Right.
Right.
And then you'll see people.
Wanting to tap in.
Exactly.
Right.
'Cause-
You got to own it, and I
Right,
think
you
that's
gotta
what a
own
lot
it.
of people miss. Like they don't do. It's like they're like, oh, this is this thing, but it's like you really got to own it. You got to own yourself. You got to own what you're
With it.
doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Second guess themselves.
Yeah,
For
a
no
lot of
reason.
doubt, or if they end up contracting to the wrong audience, that automatically gives them like, man, maybe I'm not able to do this, or like, am I even doing the right thing? Like this isn't working. So what are my options?
Right.
It's like you got to keep looking and digging and figuring it out.
Yeah. No
Absolutely.
facts.
No, that's super fire, man. I wanted to ask you a question because we did talk about, the importance of having a team, the importance of just being receptive to what the environment is telling you with business. You know what I mean? I hear a lot of people talking about what is the exit plan. So I want to ask you, how important is an exit plan, and would you suggest people have one, or why would it be necessary
Exit plan and what though?
in business and like
business, like their business that they
Yeah.
have going on.
Yeah.
It depends. Everybody's plan is going to be different.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have to kind of go into your business and saying, all right, this is where I want to get to. Like, you got to know where the finish line is.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you're just doing it for no reason.
Yeah, you
You
gotta
don't
have
know-
you have to have goals.
Right? You got to have goals. And, I wouldn't say exit plans. It's like, all right, what is the ultimate goal?
Yeah, and if you've like really achieved that, then you've met it. But it's like once you even meet that goal, you can even push for further
Right?
goals.
You can push it further.
And there
But
really shouldn't be an exit to a business. I mean,
Right.
it can ever
it depends.
changing.
It depends on where you are in life.
Yeah.
Right.
know what
Like
I'm
if
saying?
you're like getting older and you want to retire.
Right.
Some shit,
So
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like me, like I've been doing the basketball training since 2012. All right, one of the first people to actually start doing basketball training in our area, so it was very easy to tap into the market. I knew that back in 2012. It's like, all right, well, I don't want to be doing basketball training forever. I want to have my own facility. I want my own community center.
Yeah.
So boom, 2016, we was able to open up our first facility. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, I open up that facility. It's like, yo, I want more facilities. And then I open up more facilities. And then from there, it's like, all right, I'm done with this. I want more. Like I want to have
Right.
I want to have my own building. Like I want to own my own building, which we will. I that's definitely something that I want to accomplish. But again, I'm like, all right, I'm done with this business. It's already running. It's operating. It's making money to the point where I don't have to be there. So I get a check every week, whether I'm there or not.
That's amazing.
Making
what I'm
money in your
saying?
sleep.
Right, and that's
That's
where
how you
that's
know.
ultimately where you want to get to. You want to get
Yeah,
to a
absolutely.
point where your business is helping you make money and you're not doing anything
Right.
unless you want to,
Yeah.
or you want to make extra money. Like me, I
Oh,
would
of
say, all
course.
right, yo, I'm gonna do this month program, 2,500. You know, it becomes like a celebrity type of thing because they're like, oh, I get to work out with one of the owners. I get to work out with
Right.
Royce.
It's that exclusivity of it.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm able to attach that value to it. Because again, everybody's not going to train like I do. They're not going to give you the knowledge or information like I am.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to give you the perspective that I'm going to give you.
Right.
You know, so you're willing to pay that ticket that I pushed.
To get
You
the
know,
perspective
to get
that,
Because the difference
that they're
is
looking
you.
for.
Right. The difference is me. I
Right.
created that experience. So that's me if I want to make extra bread. The
Right.
business is running itself, so it makes money. So I'm able to pay for, you know, my regular expenses. I'm able to pay for my mortgage,
Right.
you know, my car insurance, all of that
The
stuff.
necessities. of
Right, the
course.
necessity. Like I'm able to pay for that. So anything that I do now is like I'm just putting bread in my pocket for saving,
Yeah.
for another
Nice.
investment.
Love that.
You know,
Right.
so now that puts me in a position where it says, all right, well, I'm done with that business. What is my next journey? What is my transition? My transition is to continue to give back, teaching entrepreneurship, helping people grow their businesses or start their businesses, getting back into the school system, teaching youth about entrepreneurship.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
so
All
that
that.
way they have
All
a
that.
direction.
Empowerment.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? Empowering them to be themselves and to grow into themselves. Like, yo, you don't have to go to college if you don't want to. Here's another avenue. Or, all right, if you're going to college, let's figure out how you can make money while you're in college.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Let's develop a
So you
business.
can pay off them loans.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
there's
right, you know
there's
what I'm
plenty
saying?
of entrepreneurs that I know now that I'm in college, and they're trying to, like, because it's hard to manage a full-time schedule in school and trying to make money, work part-time, get hired in places, and make that one big schedule. So it's like you see a lot of entrepreneurs, and they're like, what am I going to do going forward? It's like I got to
Right.
start my own thing,
Yeah.
but I think it's a good start in community too, because you're already around people kind of doing the same thing, but you can get them interested.
Yeah.
You know?
So again, my exit, there is no exit. There's just transitions.
Yeah.
There's transitions.
So speaking about
Say that.
speaking about transitions, man, when is the next event? What is the next transition? Where can people get in touch with you if they want to, benefit from all the knowledge and all the value that you can give them?
Yeah, no, you could definitely tap in with me. Instagram, of course, Royce Veal. You can follow me on my website too. Subscribe to the website where you're going to get all the information. That's royceveal.com, where we host different events. Like we said, we have the Boss Talk Live events that we do. We have the Dinner with Bosses that we do. And we also just added in our retreat. So we're going to be doing a content retreat. We're going to travel out to Colombia. So we're looking to take entrepreneurs with us.
Medellin.
Right. And we're going to build their content for that quarter.
That's fire,
In
bro.
Colombia.
Right.
Wow.
We're going to take 4 days.
That's awesome.
And it's going to be 4 days of just grinding it out, just working,
And I think that's good to do it in a tropical place because it teaches, like, not to get distracted. Like, yeah, you're in Colombia, but you can also work in Colombia.
right.
You know
You
what
could
I'm
work.
saying?
You could work. You can have a good
You
time.
can work on vacation.
Right. And, having the right people around is going to push you to your maximum potential. And that's what we're going to
Absolutely.
get
I
out of
love that,
everybody.
bro.
No,
I really
absolutely.
love
That's a
that.
big
And that's what
facts.
a lot of people, I think, need to strive towards too, is like their potential and not limiting themselves.
Yeah.
And that's really what you can teach people from entrepreneurship.
Self-belief,
right.
man. Hey, man, but you're doing a lot of giving back, bro. And hearing say that, we like giving back too. And I feel like one of the best ways to give back is with a shout out, a thank you, a token of gratitude. So the mic is open for you, man, to shout out, give thanks to anybody that you wish.
Yeah, no, definitely. Shout out to everybody in my family, especially my brother and sister, Caesar and Janet. They've definitely been a major impact on my life and where I continue to grow. My dad, of course, and everybody that has made an imprint on the Next Level Factory brand. Because without them, that business within itself, which I consider to be, as of today, the most successful business that I'm able to operate and run. So shout out to everybody that has been a part of that, man. We go back to 2012, and really grateful for everyone involved with that. Definitely shout out to all my mentors. They know who they are. Definitely grateful for them. Without them, again, just my mindset, my knowledge, my experience wouldn't be as far as it is. I wouldn't be as advanced as I am. So definitely grateful for them. And shout out to all the aspiring entrepreneurs.
Let's get it.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Shout out to them.
Absolutely.
Like, yo, keep grinding,
Facts.
keep working, trust yourself, surround yourself with like-minded people, get uncomfortable, surround yourself around different people. do all
Get
the
comfortable
things.
with being uncomfortable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay,
Absolutely.
Pete.
You know
Hey,
what I'm saying?
I got some shit.
You got some boss talk in you.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Everybody's a boss. Everybody has the potential to be a boss. So continue to boss yourself up.
Yes,
and-
sir.
And push yourself, and trust yourself. That's the biggest thing. Trust yourself, and
Facts.
consistency could change your life.
Yeah.
There you
Consistency
go.
could change
You
your
got to
life.
be
Absolutely.
ritualistic with it.
Yeah.
Because your life changing starts with you.
Starts
You look
with
in the
you.
mirror, you look at yourself.
Facts.
Pete, who you got, bro?
Bro, honestly, we are coming off a great week in hosting shows, so I got to shout out Bars Over Bars for continually putting that type of stuff together, helping out the local hip hop community.
Oh,
They
yeah.
just ran their 100 show
Yo, shout
100.
out to them, man.
100. We got a show coming up in about a week, almost
A
week
week?
from
On a
Sunday.
week?
Yeah, we got our first ever All Say That showcase. There's gonna be every rapper or artist or vendor there has been, even the platform itself, Bars Over Bars, has been a host on the show. It's a free event. No,
If you got
no
time, pull up.
dinero, no
Yeah,
dollar, no
definitely gonna pull
peso.
up.
Nothing is needed to get in. It's at the Jungle Community Center, 6 Sanborn Court, Somerville, Massachusetts. Music from
Exactly.
9 to midnight, December 5th. Say That, the first ever All Say That showcase.
Hey,
We got
hey.
dudes coming from New York. We got Boston legends. Let's
Yep.
get it.
Let's
That's what
get
I
it.
got to shout
Let's
out.
get it. Mag?
I just want to shout out to my mentors and who've really pushed me to get to where I am and getting to graduate school as a writer. So shout out to them, shout out to my family and you guys even for giving me the opportunity to be here from an entrepreneur himself. So
Of course,
yeah,
of course.
super cool.
Mike, real quick before you say anything, you were like, let's get it, Pete. And he went, Mag? You were like, Mag, what's your name?
My bad.
Yeah.
Mag?
I get
Yeah.
it, whatever.
It's that
We're going to have to scrap. Hey, man, for me, yo, Royce, thank you so much, bro.
course.
It really means a lot that you took out the time to sit down with us, drop the gems for our audience. I really hope that the people do take the advantage and, get the chance to link up with you
Yes.
and maximize their opportunity, bring their ideas to life. Pete, it's a pleasure rocking with you, man. Mag, the honor is ours. Thank you to my family, everybody that, likes the show, supports the show, and lastly, God. But before we get out of here, make sure to comment, like, subscribe.
On
You
the
don't-
YouTube.
And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I know that's a big request. So you don't got to do all three. Just do one of them. You want to like, we like that. You want to subscribe.
If you
wanna
dislike, we
follow.
find you. You know what I'm saying?
But, yo, thank you
And
for
real
everybody
quick, too,
tuning in.
shout out Remy A down there in the
Yeah,
H.
shout
You
out
know what I'm
Remy A,
saying?
bro. Here in the spirit, man.
In the spirit,
Holding it
right.
down in
exactly.
H-Town.
But as Mike forgot to mention, Instagram, say_that_pod. That's where you can reach us. If you want to get maybe the language going on a show, hit the email. Let's not hit the DMs because we're getting a lot of crazy DMs
Yeah,
lately.
getting
So
crazy.
you know what I'm saying.
Getting crazy.
And shout out to Charlie Rashid. He released a video about that. The whole CWFTB. There was like,
Shout out
here's
to
the
them.
blueprint for asking about shows. If you don't do it, because like he said, the 3 simple things: like, comment, subscribe, or pick. It's that simple.
Yeah,
Show
Absolutely.
engagement.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'll stop ranting for that. Y'all already know the drill, though. Don't say this.
Say
that. Thank
Get outta
y'all.
here. Yo,
Peace.
thank you.